Hey guys, I'm back in the kitchen for my second Good Eats recipe. This time I'm going to be dealing with your basic mashed potatoes. I've already got the potatoes, two different types, russets and red boilings, both in the pot already. I've just got to add the salt here. And then I've got to put it on high heat and have it come to a boil. Covered, by the way. Preferably not spill any water while I'm at it. Okay. Sometimes we have to compensate for this one. It likes to be mean on us. Said it'll take about 15 minutes, but it really depends. Okay, now while I'm out waiting for those to come to a boil, and I've got to watch them, let's see here. Got to combine a little cream-like mixture here for putting into the potatoes themselves. It says to use a 2-quart saucepan, but I'm going to make sure I don't boil over with this mixture because it's a lot of milk stuff and that'll boil over quick. It's buttermilk, heavy cream, and garlic all together. So got a bit of water on the table. To bare simmer over low heat. Cream, buttermilk, and garlic cloves. On low heat. There we go. Together a bit. Now I gotta wait for this to come to a simmer and those to come to a boil, so it's just a waiting game now. Okay, these have finally come up to a boil. Get rid of this lid. Be careful that I don't burn myself. And then I use my timer. I'm gonna set it for, it says 15 to 20 minutes. I'm gonna start at 15. I've just gotta wait until they get nice and tender and pretty much dissolve, and then it'll be time for the next step, draining them. Okay, I've went ahead and drained them and everything. Now I've got to sprinkle the last bit of salt on here for the seasoning before, and of course it's kosher. Whenever you're talking Good Eats, I don't think we even have to specify if it's kosher salt. We'll have to specify if it's not kosher salt. So, okay. Masher, obviously. As if we'd use anything else, right? Okay, now, just add a little splash of this. Add a little bit more than that, I think. And then, start mashing. Yep, it's still hot, so I need to take me one of my pot holders. It's a lot harder than you'd think to mash through a bunch of potatoes like this. And I'll just keep doing this until I get them to the right consistency, which hopefully I'll pull off. Okay, so here's my finished potatoes, and they're supposed to look lumpy. They're not getting them exactly completely, you know, mashed and whipped and everything. They're not whipped potatoes, they're mashed potatoes. But I have tasted it already, and these things taste pretty dang good. So tomorrow I'll actually do something that involves using the extras of these, and you'll see this after this one. So we're not done out of the park with this episode yet. So, on to the tater cakes. Okay, so I'm doing this in the morning before, because this is the leftover preparation for those potatoes, but I have to wait about 2 hours of them chilling in the refrigerator, so I'm doing it now, and then I'll do some things I need to do beforehand. Okay, so I take one large egg. Yay, first egg broken on this experiment. Take that. Throw it in there. Should have kept that nearby. Let's see. Then I combine the herbs, which is parsley in this case, and 10 ounces of leftover potatoes. And mix them up. Just gotta make sure I got them nice and coated here. Here, got them. Okay, now. Okay, now I've got to take this, and I did wash my hands, by the way. I've got to make 6 of these, so it'll take a bit. Okay, now I've got to bread these. I've made my 6 cakes out. I tried to get them as even as possible. One of them didn't turn out as even, but still good. Now, just got to take these things and bread them in panko breadcrumbs in this case. So. I can see why you've got to put them in the refrigerator. These things need to set. They're a bit easy to break a little bit in this case. Okay, it's been about 2 hours because that's how long I had to leave these things in, and they're nice and firm now, so I've got to take some pure olive oil, not extra virgin like we normally use, but pure olive oil, and put it in the pan, fill it up to the bottom, and then I've got to just heat it up, and that'll take just a little bit of weight, and then we'll fry these suckers. Okay, the oil's up to that shiny and shimmery part, so it's time to make these things. Okay, let's see. Yeah, and they're a lot easier to manage now than they were. Listen to those crumple. I think I'll do the other 2 after I'm done with these 2. I don't want to crowd this pan too much. Okay, I've done them for 3 minutes on one side. I went ahead and added those 2. So. Look at how brown they are on that one side, huh? I had problems with that last one, didn't I? And now I just gotta wait for the other side to get done, and then as Alton Brown puts it, I've gotta wait for them to be golden brown and delicious. And yes, that is a technical term. Yep. Okay, so they're getting ready to come off. Some of them I've got to work a bit more than others. I know this one is ready at least because it's a bit smaller. Just kind of keep an eye on these suckers. This one's being a bit frantic with me, but or not frantic. But yeah, that one's GBD, all right. Oh yeah, yeah, these are getting there. It's just that one big one's a bit bigger than the other ones, so I'm having to give it a bit longer. But I'm controlling myself right now. I wish you guys could smell this. These things smell fantastic. And of course, the real point of control. There we go. Now I think this one's got enough of it. Said I had to get it last. But I've got to let these rest for a bit. Be sure to turn that oil off. But I've got to let them rest for a couple minutes to drain off. But basically, they're done. So there's the leftover thing for whenever you've got, if you have leftovers for mashers. My only thing I think I'll try next time I try this recipe is I think I'll leave a bit of garlic out. It's not exactly overpowering, but for me, garlic goes all up to taste, obviously. So for me, I think I'll try 1 clove of garlic next time. But all in all, that stuff tasted pretty good, and I can't wait to rip into these things, but I've got to let them set. I've got to be patient. Got to let them set for at least 3 minutes. So that's it. I've gotten through episode 2, This Spuds For You, and it certainly is.